Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So I set myself a little bit of a challenge. I'm going to be recreating a game and then seeing if an AI can beat the game that I recreated.
Voy a la playa, había subido la marea. Jesús, había subido la marea y encontré una paella.
Okay, I think there's enough of that.
Y la encontré.
Okay, now without any distractions, I think we're good to go.
NANI?!
Now the game is on screen now. It's pretty much just a hyper casual game that it's like a snake that just has to get past these obstacles. And I'm going to be breaking this video into two parts. The first part, I'm just going to be creating the game and then doing some basic AI. And then later, I'm going to be adding different levels. And then hopefully, I'm going to be able to turn it into a 2D game and then try and spice up the UI. But let's first talk a little bit about the game. It's a hyper casual game called Snake Colors. You can play it on your phone. And I'm not sponsored, just I played it ever since I was a kid. So it's a pretty basic game, but I want to see how it's going to react to the different color changes and see if I can even do it using ML agents. Also, we're on a subscriber goal of 100 subscribers, so if we can hit that, that would be absolutely amazing. Honestly, I think this might be the world's longest intro, so let's just get into it. Now, AI is a very broad topic, but more specifically, what we're going to be doing is working with a neural network and machine learning. So what we're going to do is we're pretty much going to give our character a brain. Yep, we're just going to throw some organs at him, throw him some neurons, and say, have at it. And pretty much, once we give him the framework to do all these things, it's going to be able to learn from its mistakes, take the rewards, punishments, and eventually get better. Because that's the overall goal, is to improve and be able to finish tasks faster and with more consistency. So that's pretty much how it works. You just give him a brain, and then you give him scenarios and tell if he did good or bad. And from that information, it can make inferences about what it should do next. But here comes the difficult part, actually creating it. I started out by just creating a normal 2D project, but then things started to get difficult because, to be honest, I'm not really good working in 2D. I feel like it's much easier for me to visualize things in 3D, and it just makes things easier to see everything and to make, because I'm never worried that it's not all in the same layer or any of that stuff. So after trying to get the 2D stuff to work, I decided to just move to 3D. I know it's kind of dumb because it's a 2D game, but I feel like it's just easier to work in 3D, so that's what I did. I started by creating a 3D project. Well, I mean, not started because I'd already worked a lot on the 2D side, so I'm just restarting. So I'm restarting into a new 3D project. So I created it, and then I started working on the controls. I knew the controls had to be, I just needed to go forward and then turn right and left. So you just move slightly to the right or to the left. It was a pretty simple premise. And then I created some obstacles, I created a lane, and it really didn't take that long to get it all working. I had to fix the speed of the ball because I felt like it was going too fast. I wanted to try to make it pretty easy for the AI to do it. So I just changed that. And then next, what I did was I was working on the controls. Now you should be able to left and right, but then I thought, don't you need to also be able to go forward? Because you don't want to just do like zigzags the whole way because that's inefficient. You also want to be able to go straight. So I created a third object, a third output that does nothing. It just has it not move, and since it's constantly moving forward, it's just moving forward. So that worked quite well. Granted, I did that after the second training. If you can see, the first training right now did not go very well. It just kept running into the wall. I realized that I had to actually fix the config file. So what I did next was create it so that the ground turns green when the enemy finishes the level and red when it dies to an obstacle. Later, what I had to do was start the training. Now, I think this was like probably the 5th time. I cut out a lot of the training sessions because a lot of them I just made small errors that just made it so it didn't work. So it kind of sucked there. But once I got to the final training, I left it for probably 4 to 5 hours. And right now it's not perfect, but it's pretty accurate and consistent. It's also not the fastest, but it works. Yeah. I was also a little curious and wanted to see how good the neural network actually was. So what I did is I changed the environment slightly, moving some stuff and then also changing the width and height of everything. And what I saw was that it wanted to follow the same path. So there, always wanted to go left, and it preferred going right, and so on. So it wasn't fully autonomous, and it didn't exactly know what was good and bad. It kind of just went with the groove. So next time, I'm probably going to have the environment shift, so it would be more alert and aware of changing environments, not just the same thing over and over. But it actually did get past a few of these levels, as you can see right here. Obviously, it's not doing great, but you can see that it does navigate through some of these gaps that were indeed different and on completely other sides. So it's not terrible, and it's definitely using some of its skills, just it's not perfect. And I guess perfect is waiting for the next episode, because that's what we're going to do next time, is we're going to optimize the AI and then turn it into an actual game. It's not great, but it's not bad. I think this might actually be an issue, that the fact that that's always how I edit the videos, it's not bad. Is that where the bar is set on this channel? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So if you did go on to enjoy the video, consider hitting the like button, subscribe, sub goal 100, and I'm going to probably release the second version of this in a week or 2 weeks. Hopefully a week. So I'll see you then. Bye, everyone.